Hi friends, Mindy here. I have a little process video for you today. I am going to be covering this pocket journaling Bible using the kit from Bythewell4God. This particular kit coordinates with their little mini release that they did this month. They do have other colorways available as well in the shop, and I will link my affiliate link down below. But this is the most recent colorway that they came out with, and I just thought it was so cute. I have an idea in mind for how I'm going to use this, so I wanted to get this covered. I just not that long ago covered one on my channel, but I just thought I would share this one today because I just really love all the cute fabrics and everything. So I'm just kind of pulling this out, showing you some of the fabrics that are involved in or included in the case. And there's also this beautiful flower, and so I want to include that. That's definitely going to go on my cover. So I have chosen this kind of bigger print here as what I'm going to use to cover my Bible. So you get like two different pieces that are the size that will cover your Bible, and then you get multiple little pieces, scraps and different things so you can decorate it. So first thing I'm doing is I'm pulling out these little clips that I have. I get asked about these a lot. I got them at my grocery store, kind of near Automotive, and got them a long time ago, but they work perfect for doing this kind of thing and bookbinding and stuff. So I use them all the time. But anyway, I'm just going to kind of dry fit this fabric before I start gluing anything down, just to make sure that I have enough fabric, to wrap it and whatever. So just holding it with these clips, and now I'm going to flip to the back side. I like to start from the back, and I took the clips off the back side, and I'm using a cocoina glue. This is a starch base glue stick. It's like a paste almost, so you can actually get it in a tub as paste, but the glue stick version is very convenient. And so this is what they recommend to cover your Bibles. It works really well. It dries pretty quickly, and unlike liquid adhesive, it's not going to seep through unless you just really get a ton on there, but it works really well. I have not had any trouble with this glue in covering multiple Bibles, so I've used it several times. It is a great glue stick, but it does dry. You have a minute to work with it, but it does dry pretty quick. As you can see, I covered the front, and then I covered the spine, and you can see by the time I get to this part, it's sticking down pretty well. It's not, totally cured, but it's stuck pretty well. So I'm going to go around now and do the front, and then I'm just going to tuck these back in, even though there's not glue there yet, just to kind of make sure that everything is nice and snug. And then I'm just going to go over everything, push it down. Even you could use a bone folder if you wanted to, just to make sure there's some really good adhesion there. And I'm just going to let that sit for just a minute while I work on this fabric here. I want to add this to kind of coordinate and wrap around the spine piece. So I'm just kind of getting an idea for how wide I want this to be. I just kind of want it to wrap around just a little bit, and I like the frayed edge on there, so I just went ahead and tore the fabric, and then I'm going to go ahead and glue this. Now normally, I don't know why I did this, but I started gluing it in the spine. Usually I will start on the front and then do the same thing, like wrap around the spine and then go to the back. For whatever reason today, I started on the spine, and it was just not working for me. It was, I don't know, you can see me kind of fumbling with it here. It was just a lot more fiddly this way. So in the future, I'll just go back to doing it the other way. I really don't know what possessed me to even do it this way this time. But anyway, I was just trying to get it straight. I'm trying to make sure I have roughly the same amount of fabric on the front and the back. So you can see I just went over the spine and just kind of rubbed that down really good, make sure everything was burnished really well. And then I'm going to do the front cover, and then adding the glue just right over the fabric that's already there, and then doing the back side. You could, if you wanted to add a closure or ribbon or anything, you could do that like under this piece if you wanted to. There's a lot of different ways to add closures. The last Bible that I covered, I think I added like some seam binding too. So you can check out that as well if you're interested. But here I just wanted to trim off just a little bit of this fabric so there wasn't quite so much bulk on the inside. And then around each one of the corners, I'm just cutting off a little bit. That's just going to help so that there's not so much bulk. If you're covering a square corner, you could actually cut this quite a bit closer, but because of the rounded corner, I needed to give myself some space there. And then now I'm just going to cut some little V notches at like the front and the back of the text block. So I'm just kind of holding that, and this is just going to make this so that I can wrap the fabric around the text block and then down into the spine, and we'll get to that in a second. So I'm just going to come back here to the back cover, and I'm going to do basically the top, and then I'm going to glue that little piece of fabric as well, and I'm just going to hold that with one of these clips, and then I'm going to do the bottom. Whenever you're wrapping anything, you kind of want to do opposite sides, so top and bottom, and then the side, or left and right, or you know. And then because of how I'm going to do the corners, I'm going to basically kind of try and pleat them basically. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue, and then I will like fold it a little bit. You'll see me here fold it a little bit, and then I'm going to add a little bit more glue, and then I'm going to fold it again, and this is just going to help get that nice rounded corner. And then I have already added glue down the side there, and then I'll do that again at the bottom too. And I'm just putting those little clips right on the corners because that's just where there's so much more bulk from the fabric. So just, you know, want to make sure that everything is getting held together, but basically just adding little bits of glue and then folding it over on top of each other. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other cover. And now I need to add these little pieces down into the spine. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue on them, and I'm going to use my very fancy paper clip here. And you can see I have the cover, I'm kind of pushing back on it, and that just opens up the spine so that you can really just tuck this fabric right down in there. And it doesn't matter that there's 2 layers, there's plenty of space in there because it's a curved spine. So I'm just going to do this now to the bottom piece, just adding the glue and then tucking it in there with my paper clip. You could use all kind, you know, an awl or whatever you have, but the paper clip honestly just works fine. And I'm just rubbing it, you know, just against the edge to make sure that the glue is pressed down really well. And it had a little stray thread there that I just trimmed off. And that pretty much does it for the cover. So now I need to do, on the inside, we're going to do those end papers there. And so Bythewell4God makes this really easy because they give you the end papers that coordinate, and they're already pre-cut and everything. So all I'm going to do is fold these, and then I'm going to use my bone folder and just crease them really well, and they're going to fit perfectly inside this little Bible. So how I like to do this personally is I like to start with the loose page, and I'm just going to add something in here so that I don't get glue on the actual Bible pages. You can see I'm just making sure to coat all the way from edge to edge, kind of, you know, going off so I have a good coating of glue. And then I'm going to glue this down, and I'm just going to line it up and make sure everything lines up nice and neat. I'm going to kind of push that fold down into the gutter, just making sure everything is lined up really well. And then I'm going to open this up, and now I'm going to add glue onto this piece. And this is going to attach to the cover. So again, I'm just pushing kind of down into the gutter and then up onto the cover, and then I just make sure it closes really well. And I'm going to put those clips back in again on the corners just to make sure everything stays glued down really well. And then I did that on the back side as well. So I have this flower that I'm just determined to get onto my cover, and I'm trying to decide what I want to do about the little, like, there's like little netting in the back. And so I left this part in because I just thought maybe this would be helpful. There's just a lot of different ways that you could cover these. And so I have, you know, it came with these squares of fabric, and I thought I could use that to kind of put that flower on. And so I just felt like this piece it went, I don't know, it just kind of blended too much into the background. Just didn't really give me the look. And then I thought, well, let me try this other fabric that was included. And it was the same thing. It was too similar to the background. And so I have this long strip, and this actually, even though this kind of, it's almost like a more, I don't know, maybe a more teal kind of bluish green color, even though it's not in that particular fabric, it is going to coordinate with the journaling cards that are included in the kit. And so I'm actually going to use this to create like a belly band around the Bible. But I know that it's going to get chunky, so I can't really make the little band until after I have everything in there that I need, you know, and to see how chunky it's going to get. So like I said, I have a very specific project in mind for this Bible. We're getting ready to go to like a church convention, and for I think it's about a week. And so we're going to be in several church services, and I know I want to be taking a lot of notes and things, and I want to put those into this Bible to kind of remember this trip. So that's actually what I'm going to use this for. And so I'm just going to have to wait on the little binding. So I will do a video, a little flip through of this once I have all my pages done, and show how I actually make this little band. I'll probably add a little bit of Velcro or something on there to make the band so that it will just keep everything closed. Until then, here's a close-up for how it looks so far. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, bye.